hear that bell, you already know what time it is. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Welcome back to another episode of Healing Wisdom with me, Empress Oracle, your favorite, realist, and on the don't know say, sexiest spiritual advisor. So, a wise man once said, "Love who loves you." And on behalf of Starseed Galactic Federation, I have been given access to this knowledgeable information from my Akashic records for the purpose of helping humanity. Any use or reproduction without the proper acknowledgement or accreditation from where it was received will result in instant karma for the plagiarizing parties and or individuals, and so it is. So let's begin. Like I said, a wise man once said, "Love who loves you." And I had to ruminate on that phrase for a while because I was gleaning my own understanding from it. But I know that there are a lot of people who can't quite decipher that message. And there are a lot of people who really don't understand that in 2025, in this day and age, we need to start loving who loves us. More and more, we're seeing a lot of deaths, a lot of severe injuries, fatalities, just dissension of homes, friendships, families, because there's no love. A lot of people feel as though they are obligated to love people just because they're family, just because they're blood. But at this point in life, we should all realize that blood is thicker than water, but just because you're blood does not make you family. And just because somebody is blood to you does not mean that they are obligated to love you. What we have to understand is that love is something that is supposed to be reciprocated. It's supposed to be reciprocated. So if you love somebody, if you're in a relationship and you know that that relationship is one-sided, if you keep pouring into somebody with the hope, with the expectation that one day they will see your worth and they'll see your value, you're setting yourself up for heartbreak. If you hear my dog, excuse me. Where was I? Yes. Okay, love. We all know that love is the greatest power of all. In order to, first of all, in order to experience true, pure, real love, you have to be of a high vibration. A lot of people think that they're in love and they don't realize they're just in toxic attachments. They're just in long-standing trauma bonds. And so many people have been conditioned to live with what they feel like is love when it's not. In the long run, it's actually hurting you. Each time you pour love into something or somebody that does not reciprocate it and make you feel that love or that value, you deplete, you drain, you chip away at a part of your soul. And at the end of the day, you have nobody to blame but yourself because the signs are always there. It's just sometimes denial, which is a river in Africa, sometimes it moves. Sometimes people are in a permanent state of denial. A lot of times people feel as though they have to love somebody because they feel like they have no other choice. They feel like they have no other options. A lot of times, a lot of people have been mentally programmed by other toxic, negative people to feel as though they're unlovable. And that's far from true. I'm going to tell you, whatever energy you put out into the universe is what you will receive. Okay? You cannot fake energy. You cannot fake self-love. And you cannot fake love for others because there will always be a point in time where that is going to be tested. And if you see the signs that somebody does not love you and somebody is not willing to be there for you in a way that's going to build you up, fortify your soul, make you feel loved and valued and help you to grow, eventually that illusion is going to break. You're going to break your own heart. Sometimes people feel like it's the end of the world if they love somebody and that person doesn't love them back. But there's a saying, if you love something, let it go. And if it returns, it means that much more. Sometimes we have to have faith, not just in God, but you have to have faith in yourself, your actions, your heart, and your intentions that you put into people, places, and things. And you have to trust that you will receive that back. It might not be from that person. And what we also have to understand, if you're not receiving the love that you want or you feel like you deserve from a particular person, I'm going to tell you right now, sister, brother, rejection is God's protection. You just never know. I can't tell you how many times I've heard stories of people chasing the love of their life, the person that they just knew was the one. Just knowing, okay, I really want this person. No, it's going to be perfect. A lot of times people romanticize relationships before they actually get into it. I used to be guilty of that. Let me tell you something. Delulu used to be my Solulu, especially in love. It, and it kind of goes two ways. Because on one side, being optimistic about things, romanticizing not just love, but your life in general can help you to manifest. But then you have to also be realistic and know on the other side, if you're planting seeds in barren soil, if you're giving it out and it's not getting reciprocated, you have to be real with yourself. It's important. Everybody needs to start being real with themselves, because you can die from a broken heart. Did you know that? You can die from a broken heart. People don't understand how serious and how important and how valuable the energy of love is. And people don't realize that everybody ain't able. Some people that you want to love you, they can't. And you know why they can't? Because they don't even love themselves. Stop getting upset with people who did not reciprocate your love to you, or just can't speak your love language, and just understand sometimes that it's bigger than you. Sometimes it's not you. Sometimes they don't love themselves. Sometimes some people don't know what healthy love is. And some people, they're just not used to it. They're not comfortable with that. And some people don't want it. Some people have already checked out emotionally. Some people have just been so heartbroken. They've been so traumatized that they've blocked off their heart and their love. And unfortunately, there is nothing that you can do to force a person that either does not want to love you, or is not ready to love you, or is not capable to love you the right way to do that. And we just have to understand that's a part of growth, that's a part of maturity, and that's a part of evolution. There's no reason for you to be upset. What is that going to do? That's going to turn your love into hate. It's a thin line between love and hate. And then what does that do to you? It might make you bitter. It might harden your heart. It might block you from receiving the love that you deserve from others, right? Rejection is God's protection. That man could have been a psychopath, sis. You never know. Sometimes we have to realize when God is trying to detour us from our own plans to save us from ourselves. It's important. It's okay. Sometimes family doesn't love you. They're not obligated to. Sometimes you don't love your family. You're not obligated to. Sometimes people do things to where, you may have to love them from a distance, and that's okay. There's different forms of love. There's different ways to express love. But the most important thing I want you guys to glean from this, like the wise man said, is love who loves you. And if you give love and it's not reciprocated from that person, don't worry about it. God sees everything. Whether you believe in God or not, the universe sees everything. You will receive it somewhere else. So don't lose the faith. Don't give up on love, but also love who loves you. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. And of course, I'll be back. I love you all.